Number 3 says 12x plus 9 equals negative 108. When we have parentheses, that means we need 12 sets of x plus 9. If I have 12 sets of an x variable, that means that I have 12 x pieces. If I have 12 sets of 9, I can multiply 12 by 9, and that is 108. There is an invisible barrier here, and we are going to try and organize our variable pieces on one side and our number pieces on the other. Our variable is already on the left, so in order to separate them, we're going to put our variables on the left and our numbers on the right, which means I need to move this 108 because it is a number piece. To move something, you have to flip it over. It was a plus, so I need to use the opposite, and then I move it to the other side of that barrier. A positive 108 and a negative 108 make 0. So I have 12x that is still on the left side. Negative 108 and negative 108 pushes me farther into the negatives, so I have negative 216. Then, this tells me how many 12 x pieces are worth, but I want to know about only one. So I am going to divide by 12, and I also need to split this up into 12. 12 divided by 12 is 1, so I now have 1x, and 216 divided by 12 is 18, but I have a negative and this one is a positive. When they have opposite signs and we divide, our answer will come out as a negative. Here I have a variable, number, and number. Since I already have my variable over here, I'm going to move all of my numbers to this side. So to do that, I need to move this number piece over here. But to do that, I have to change the symbol. Currently it is a positive, so I change it to a negative, and I move it to the other side. Positive 14 and negative 14 add to 0, which leaves me with just this 5x on the left. And over here, a negative 7 and a negative 14 goes farther into the negatives, and we are at negative 21. This tells me how much 5 variables are worth. To solve it for one of those variables, I need to divide by 5, because 5 divided by 5 is 1. If you do something on the left side, you also need to do it on the right. 5 fits into 21 4 times with 1 left over. This is a negative and this one is a positive. When they have different signs and you are multiplying or dividing, you get a negative answer. Number 5 is talking about a plumber who has a piece of pipe to run water along a roadway. The pipe is cut into 2 sections. One is 12 feet shorter than the other. If 3/4 of that shorter pipe is 120 feet long, how long is the longer piece of pipe? So we know we want 3/4 of the shorter pipe, and the shorter pipe is 12 feet shorter than the longer pipe. So we're going to use X to represent the longer piece. If I take the longer piece and I remove 12, that gives me the shorter piece. And then 3/4 of that shorter piece is 120 feet. we will use the distributive property. 3/4 times x is 3/4 x, and 3/4 of 12. 3 times 12 is 36, and 36 divided by 4 is 9. Then we need to add 9 to both sides, giving us 3/4 x equals 129. We talked earlier about how we can divide by 3/4, but dividing by a fraction is the same as multiplying by the flipped over version. 3/4 times 4/3 is 1, so I am left with an x. And 129 times 4, and then divided by 3 gives us 172. Originally we said x represented the longer piece, so this means the longer piece is 172 feet long. Bob's monthly bill is made up of a $10 fee plus 5 cents per minute. Remember, the word per indicates we are multiplying in this case. So 5 cents per minute could be written as 0.05 m. And his bill for July was $22. We have written the equation, now we need to solve. Here I have variables, numbers, and numbers. Since my variable is already on the left side, we are going to leave it there and move all number pieces to the right side. Oh, that should say 22. So we are moving this number to the right side. 10 minus 10 is 0, so I have 0.05 m on the left side of the equal sign still, and 22 minus 10 is 12. Now I want to know about how many minutes he spends, so I need to divide by 0.05 because that will give me m, since that will make a big giant 1. But to keep my equation balanced, I have to divide by 0.05 on the right side as well. When I do that division problem, I get 240. This means Bob used 240, we could call them phone minutes, in the month of July.